Hey guys, what is going on? We are back with another map guide in Vanguard Season 5, and we are taking a look at the brand new map in the update, which is Beheaded. Sorry, this has taken a little while to come out. We've been a little bit busy recently, but we are again back with the map guide. So, as we normally do, we're going to start off with the flag, which is taking a look over here on the sort of the cafe diner style side. This is the C flag. This is the bit where the head of the Statue of Liberty is, which is very, very strange because, I mean, it's not in the middle of New York, the Statue of Liberty. It's like on its own island, but moving on. Anyway, taking a look towards the middle of the map and over on this side, you can see the C and the B flags very, very close together here. All the flags are relatively close together. That one, the A flag, is a little far away, but the C and the B flag, particularly close together again, sort of surrounding the area with the head of the Statue of Liberty. If we were to continue moving around this side of the map, we can make our way towards the A flag. There's a lot of corridors on this map. It does feel very different to sort of maps that we've seen previously in this game. It is a little bit more similar to something like a Cold War map. There's lots of flanks and everything on this, and it is actually a pretty decent map from what I have seen. Again, the other side of the map does have the A flag by the taxi. As you can see, jump on that there, you can get a fairly decent overview of the whole map. Again, the Statue of Liberty's head is very cool, and that is of course why the map is named Beheaded. So of course, if you were to start off here, you can not worry about the ladder. You can just jump up on the dumpster here and then sort of skip it and then jump up on here, and again you get a nice little line of sight. Again, you really do have to be aware of people who are sitting in the Statue of Liberty's head, as there is a pretty powerful position there. Again, this is like an arm or a leg or something like that, and again we move towards this way and you try and see towards the bowl style area of the map. Now for the most part, typically you do not want to be pushing out of this area. Like this way, going into it is fine because the only way out is on the stairs, but if you are walking down the stairs into this area, you are sort of faced with like a bowl sort of dome area where people can be looking down on you. Again, that can be kind of an advantage sometimes because you can be in an area and you time it properly and you will be able to walk out of this area very fine. You won't have an issue, but sometimes for whatever reason, some people will just be sitting here looking like this and you'll run out of the area and you're literally just moving into a killing field. So keep that in mind when you do move around this area. It can be a little bit of a sitting duck style area when you do move out of here, and sometimes you can get lucky. So it's important that you time it right. Moving forward here, you're taking a look inside the Statue of Liberty's head. Not a super interesting structure, basically just like a metal ball kind of thing with a couple of different ways to look out. Again, we can control the B flag from here. You can put like your prox mines down here so people can't sneak up on you from this way. Again, taking a look out, you can see again towards the A flag, and this is your like main hub area of the map where people do sit in this a lot. So keep an eye out here. If you do look towards the head and you do see something flash past your screen, just be ready to take a gunfight because I mean there is usually somebody sitting in this spot. And again, see peeking out on the right hand side as well towards the A flag, and again the C flag from here as well. As you can see, we can see the C one. Again, you've got a very central area to control most of the map, but again there is usually going to be somebody in here, so be aware of that. Chuck your grenades and stuff in here, just try and get people out of this area because it is a hotly contested zone. Moving back towards this side of the map, there is a little bit of a tricky bit down this sort of back alley corridor kind of thing. You can use this to sort of peek out wide and sort of stop people from moving around from the A to the C flag on a big old flank. Again, you can go through like the red saxophone lounge. Apparently you can move through here and get like the band kind of area, which is kind of cool. This isn't a great room to hide in as there's not really a lot of locations. Typically you will just use this to move through the area, but if you are sitting on these benches, sometimes you might not be seen just because there's a lot of clutter in this area, and again there's a little wall you can shoot through, so just keep an eye on that. And again, if you are moving through this area, maybe just take a quick little look on the benches first before you move here. Continuing our way around the map, as you can see, this is basically the opposite side of what we did show off over there with like the look into this bowl kind of area. Again, a lot of this is centered around this area being sort of a bit toxic to move through. And again, you will see people sitting in the pipes and stuff, with like the legs or the arms or whatever. I'm pretty sure it'd be the arms because she holds the statue up like that. So keep an eye on these spots. People do move through these little tunnel things, and then they will typically move through the side or outer areas of the buildings, and then they'll move like this. I've always said there needed to be a door. As I've been playing this, I've figured out that there probably needed to be a door that sort of led back this way and then sort of led out here. This area here just as another little way out of this area if you are stuck here. I'd love to go this way, but apparently you can't for some reason. Continuing to move through, this is like an old school sort of listening booth to sort of let you test out records, I believe, which is kind of cool. They got individual record players and then you stand in the booth and then that's what you used to be able to do to test out records. Obviously not a thing anymore, but that's kind of a neat little feature. This is actually very cool to sort of explore this map and sort of see what we can see. Moving around this area, as you can see, a little bit of a dead alley. Again, not too much going on back here. Not really sure why you would end up back here, but if you do find yourself back here, typically you do want to play around the car, because again, a lot of people do move between this corridor, which is the sort of flank from the C to the A flag, so keep an eye out for that. This is another interesting area of the map. Again, you will often take a gunfight in here among the like cash registry bit, like the main bar kind of area, so just keep that in mind. Move through here, do a little slide, get into this way, and then sort of peek out the door. If you are sort of in this area, people will mostly be fighting towards the middle of the map. They'll be looking towards the head, and then that side there, and then maybe that side there as well. So if you do manage to sneak up on them through the, what is it, the theater area, you can sort of do a little sneaky one on them, and you can get kills on people who are running through that way. You get a kill on them there, get a kill on them over there behind that car, behind the tank, behind the taxi, and people looking towards the middle of the map, so keep that in mind. Continuing on, you do really want to know like the major flank routes in this area, as we showed off before. You can run through all the way through here. Again, I wish there was a door that connect these two buildings, because you do sort of have to expose yourself from the head there, and then the cafe, the diner kind of area, and then again the middle of the map, just to sort of continue on your flank towards like around the B flag. Again, jump through the like bakery kind of area, and then take a little bit of a wider peek. Again, you got to be careful of the head kind of area. I'm just making sure that nobody's in there. You can get a little shot on somebody who is sitting there, so if we were to take a look, we can jump up there and take a look at the reverse angle, because again, if you're in this spot, you got to be aware of where you can get shot from. This is like the main hold, and as you can see, if you are sitting in this area, you can be shot through that window there, and that is basically where we were standing just before. So again, keep that in mind. Diner area, again, moving through this area, not a super interesting location, but again, there is a little bit of like clutter in the way, so again, you sort of head glitch and peek up in and out of this area, and then you can rotate racket back around the back. Go around this side. Again, people like looking towards this way, trying to stop people from capping that A flag. Again, you don't have a really line of sight from there, because the subway station entrance stairway kind of thing is actually pretty neat. And we continue on our merry way all the way around the other side, and you can see B flag, C flag towards this way, and again, you go down the stairs. But again, typically I will not want to move down towards the stair kind of area unless you feel like you're going to get lucky moving through this area, because again, people are typically fighting across this domey sort of bowl area, so just keep that in mind. Typically you do not want to move out of here like this way, and if you do, you just want to get out of there as quickly as possible, move through, and then get out of that area as quickly as possible, because again, you have a massive disadvantage on people who are sitting here crossfiring this thing, and even people who are looking down into it, because I mean, you just have such a sweet line of sight into that bowl. So just keep an eye out for that. Don't really move out of that middle area too often. Go the other way, like go from down into it and then come up the other side of the stair. One of the good things about this map is that it is relatively uncomplicated. Again, this is one of those typical Call of Duty maps where there's a lot of flanks, a lot of ways to get back and wrap around the back. Again, as I said, I wish there was a little bit more like consistency with the doorways on the outsides of the map, as we did show on the other side. I would love to move through some of those areas a little bit more cleanly, but again, just because there is like doorways and stuff in the way, I would love to move around it in a different way. But of course, again, back alley is blocked off. Again, we can't go that way. So again, you got to go through like the clothes dress store kind of area. Move through here. Again, you will typically get caught in this area, so just be aware of when you are moving around this sort of spot, because I mean, a lot of people will typically sit in this area here and stop people from moving from the diner to this area. Again, they'll try and stop people from sitting in the head. Again, keep an eye out for that spot. Again, this is like the hotly contested area of the map. Chuck your grenades and stuff in there. Make sure people aren't sitting in there, because again, if they are sitting in there, you will be given a tough time. But again, move out of this area quickly, move up to sort of the bus style area, stop people from moving through the bakery. Again, hit the diner, move through, hit a slide, have the door be open by the time you get there. Don't wait for it, because you will get stuck in it and have not a good time. Another little area you can sit in to sort of try and defend the B flag. Don't use this too much, because you can get flanked on that doorway there from the bakery. But again, you can use this to sort of stop people from sitting in the head, and then the B flag, and then maybe a little bit towards the C flag as well. But I don't really know what it is about this map. I actually think it's kind of nice. It's not a super interesting or fantastic map, that there's a little bit of flanking going on. Typically, it is kind of difficult to try and keep track of people when they are moving around these areas. So again, if you are sort of going on those longer streaks, typically you will want to stay towards the edges of the map, only moving towards the middle occasionally to try and get an easy kill, maybe pick off somebody who is in this area and you know they're there. And then you will again continue to want to stick towards the sides of the map, as this is where you can get like 1v1 gunfights for the most part. You're not taking on two people at the same time. So again, just sort of wait in these areas, wait for people to rush through the doors, dare to kill, and then move up on them next to the spot. Maybe get a kill on somebody who is for some reason hiding out back there. get a kill on them there, move up, just do a little check. Again, check this side, just make sure nobody's capping that A flag. If they are, get them off it. Move back towards the doorway. Again, that doorway there, keep that in mind. Move through this area. So again, you want to go on these sort of large flanks for the most part, because that is how you get the most 1v1 gunfights for the most part. Again, moving through this area, you can see on that side, you can see sort of the dress shop, I believe it is over that side. You can chuck a grenade over in there if you do think somebody is hiding in there. But again, not super complicated map. Sort of the only sort of bit of verticality kind of thing is this area here, which again, you will typically see people sitting in here, and you do have a line of sight of most of the map here. But again, that is why that big torch area with the Statue of Liberty's torch is blocked off, because if you did sit up here, you'd be able to basically see the entirety of the map if that wasn't there. But again, take a shot at the head, take a shot through the gap in the crowny kind of thing, and then again take a shot towards the B flag, as you can actually get a little shot on it, and then the cafe window as well. And again, move out of this area once you do get a couple of kills, because people, once they work out you're there, they will come for you and you will get killed very, very easily. But realistically, there isn't really too much else to talk about on this map. There are some interesting sort of moves and stuff you can do around the middle area and jump on all the cars. This is a fantastic map for playing like the floor is lava, and you could do that in a little bit of a game challenge if you were interested in doing something goofy like that. You run around this area and you try not to get shot as you do try and move your way around the map, and you get to this area and you're like, well, I'm stuck now, I've got to go a different way, and then you just continue to play the floor is lava, and you could have a little bit of fun doing that. But again, nothing super complex about this map, just lots of flank routes, lots of sort of basic stuff in a Call of Duty map. But again, I still think it's pretty fun. I do love the aesthetic of like basically the middle of New York, which is very, very cool. Again, the down sort of Statue of Liberty head. I keep wanting to say Mona Lisa, but that's not right. It's the Statue of Liberty, not the Mona Lisa. Again, the torch is kind of cool. The busted up head is very, very cool. Again, I do think it is a little bit complex as to how the Statue of Liberty's head did end up in the middle of New York. But, you know, we're not going to go into that too deeply. We'll just pass over. That's it there, I think. Maybe they did build a little city thing on the island. Again, I'm not really 100% sure exactly what's going on here, but again, if this did help you out and you did enjoy this one, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it, and it really does help me out. If you did think I did miss something in this one, make sure you do leave it in the comments letting me know, and share it with your fellow Call of Duty players, because I mean, that's what this is all about here. So again, thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!